You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.
Hello, my lean and lit lovelies. How are you? I hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to the Get Lean and Lit with Lindy podcast for women over 40 who are tired of the diet culture, who are ready for something that doesn't make them lose their minds, and who are just ready to get lit. I'm your host, Lindy. I am a straight talking, straight shooting, no BS guide to sustainable health, living your best life, and just getting you all prepped to move forward in a positive manner. So today's topic is one that's near and dear to my heart, and it's intermittent fasting. Or as I used to call it, actually, voluntary starvation on a schedule. I was wrong, but that's what I used to call it. It's not that at all, but we're going to get into that today. We're going to talk about what fasting really is, what it does for you, how to start it without feeling cranky, and I'm going to share a few of my personal experiences on my fasting misadventures before I got it together. Yes, I've messed up multiple creative ways, many in many styles, but I've over the years, I've figured out how to do it, and I'm going to share my insights with you guys today. So grab your coffee, black or otherwise, and let's get into it, and let's go. So let's talk about what intermittent fasting actually is. So I want to clear something up. Intermittent fasting, or IF for short, is not a diet. I repeat, it is not a diet. It's not keto, it's not carnivore, it's not being a vegan, it's not low carb, and it's not high protein. It's none of those things. It's not don't eat until you pass out, don't starve. That is not what intermittent fasting is at all. It's not punishment for your body. Intermittent fasting is simply an eating schedule. It's choosing when to eat, not obsessing over what to eat. Okay, let me say it again for those in the back. It's not a diet. It's choosing when to eat, not what to eat. What it really does is it gives your body a break from constantly processing food. Your body needs a break. The American culture will have you eating about 14 times a day, snacking, just eating, nibbling, eating off your kids' plates, eating your friends' leftovers. I mean, our culture is very eating heavy. Intermittent fasting lets your insulin levels drop, and it gives your metabolism a chance to burn stored fat instead of the goldfish crackers you just snacked on. Okay? So for women over 40, this can feel like you're flipping a switch. Your hormones shift, your metabolism slows down, and frankly, things just start misbehaving in your body. Your body just acts like a whole foreign creature. Fasting gives your body clarity instead of chaos. I know it sounds kind of intimidating, but trust me, once you get the rhythm, it starts to feel freeing in a way that diets never could and never will. Years ago, when I first started intermittent fasting, I had a moment of panic. I really was easing my way into it or trying to ease my way into it. And I hadn't really done a lot of research on it at the time. So 2 days in, I almost quit fasting because I thought I broke my fast with coffee. So picture me early morning trying to do this fasting thing. I was trying to get on something new. Didn't really know what I was doing, but I was trying. I'm proud of myself. I'm feeling energized. I'm feeling like an enlightened, like being. So I make my coffee, I take a sip, and then I stop mid-sip and I go, oh no, does coffee break a fast? So I had to get on my Googler real quick and figure out what was really going on. So I'm Googling like my life depended on it. And every result was contradicting the other result. So finally, after about 5 to 10 minutes of mental chaos, I learned the truth. Black coffee does not break a fast. So it takes trial and error. For me, it took trial and error. I'm going to give you all the information so you don't have to go through the trial and error that I went through years ago. So I wasted time overthinking about something that didn't actually matter, which is basically the theme of dieting, right? We don't want to do that. Let's talk about what fasting is not. I want to bust a few myths for you today because intermittent fasting is really good for you. It's really healthy for you, but there's a lot of misinformation on the internet that we want to disavow. So here's a few myths that let's just get rid of out of the gate. Myth number 1, fasting slows your metabolism. Absolutely not. Nope. If anything, short daily fasts can improve metabolic flexibility. Okay? Let that sink in for a minute. It does not slow your metabolism. If anything, it gives you an advantage with your metabolism. Myth number 2, you have to do a 16-hour fast or it doesn't count. Nope. You can start with 6-hour fast, 8-hour fast, 12-hour fast, and build yourself up gradually. Like I said, our American culture, for those of us in America listening to this podcast, American culture will have you eating all day, grazing, snacking. There used to be a common belief that every time you ate, you fired up your metabolism. That's been debunked. Every time you eat, you basically are raising your insulin levels and you're storing fat if you're not moving around and burning it. So we need to get real with this. Myth number 3, if you get hungry, fasting isn't for you. Nope, because hunger is not an emergency. It just is not. You're not malfunctioning. You're just a human being. We all get hungry. We all have hunger signals, but that doesn't mean you need to go eat immediately and stuff yourself. So if you're hungry, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Everything's not burning down around you. You can be hungry for a little bit of time. It's okay. Myth number 4, fasting is only for people who have willpower. Listen, I have eaten an entire family-sized bag of popcorn all by myself. Willpower isn't the point. Structure is. Putting structure around your eating window is what we're going to delve into today. Okay, so here's my intermittent fasting story that I want to share, my first story. A while back, there was a night when I decided I deserved my favorite of all time junk food because I had a very stressful day, very, very stressful. It wasn't just any junk food. It was my absolute favorite. I'm going to share with you what that is. It's Utz Red Hot Barbecue Potato Chips, UTZ. And that they're regional. So I don't know if everybody's familiar with Utz, but they are at thebomb.com. They are the best barbecue potato chips on the planet. Really spicy, really good, excuse me. So I eat the whole bag. Then I decide, well, now I've messed up my fasting window, so I might as well go all in. Then I ate my second favorite food, which is peanut butter. So I was digging into my jar of peanut butter without weighing it, just eating until I was satisfied. So, hey, well, I'm only human. So I do things that are kind of counterproductive as well sometimes. But what did I learn that night? I learned that I wasn't actually hungry. I was stressed out. I was frustrated and I was sleep deprived. So I was craving peace and calm, not food. So fasting uncovered that pattern for me. It didn't cause it, but it revealed it. And that's one of the sneaky benefits of fasting. It reveals the difference between hunger and just doing something by habit. And eating as a substitute for other things is a real thing. A lot of people just eat because they're bored, they eat because they're stressed, they eat because they're sleepy. There's a million and one reasons that people eat that have nothing to do with nutrition or food. It could be stress, it could be exhaustion. So that's kind of where intermittent fasting comes in, because you're really focused on a certain eating window so that you really are nourishing your body, and you're doing it because you're hungry and it's time to eat versus food is there. Somebody brought in donuts to the office, that sort of thing, social eating. So what are the benefits specifically for women over 40? So let's talk about the good stuff, the benefits that you actually feel. And I know this from experience because I do intermittent fasting and I have done it for years. You have steadier energy. You stop riding the blood sugar roller coaster. When you eat a lot of sweets and just different processed foods, you feel good for a minute, then you crash down, and then you're hungry like an hour later. So intermittent fasting takes that away, takes that off the table. You snack less, because when you have boundaries, the grazing magically decreases because you know that that's not within your eating window, and things, you just come to the conclusion that if I'm going to pursue this lifestyle, this intermittent fasting lifestyle, I can't graze because my eating window will close and I'm done eating for the day. You have mental clarity. Your brain loves not being fed 24/7 because it can focus on other things other than digestion. So it's amazing. You have fewer cravings because once insulin stabilizes, your body stops yelling at you for sugar every 90 minutes. It just doesn't happen. So fat loss is one of the side effects as well. Yes, real fat loss, not just weight loss on the scale, but actual fat loss, especially visceral fat. And that's the fat that accumulates around your organs. And it's usually in your abdomen. So your midsection becomes smaller because that visceral fat shrinks. And visceral fat is the most dangerous type of fat, especially for people 40 and older, because it impedes your organs, it messes up your metabolism, it plays with your hormones. There's a lot of negatives associated with visceral fats. We want to get rid of as much visceral fat as we can. And honestly, to me, the biggest benefit of intermittent fasting is the simplicity. You're not always thinking about your next meal. You're not always trying to figure out, okay, what am I eating for this? What am I taking in my purse for that? It's just something that you don't have to worry about. And I love that, because decision fatigue is real. If you're always trying to think about food and you're deciding on this or that or this, it's just exhausting. And we don't want that. Decision fatigue is eliminated as it relates to food. Okay, let's get practical now. This is how to start intermittent fasting if you've never done it before without unnecessary suffering. Okay, this is how you do it. If you're new to fasting, or if you've tried it and felt miserable, I'm going to give you these 5 steps to try that will help ease your transition into intermittent fasting. So step number 1, start really, really small. Start small. You can do a 12-12 schedule, which is eat for 12 hours and then within a 12-hour window, and don't eat within a 12-hour window. So it's kind of a balanced approach. And that's really the easiest way to ease into it, if you ask me. You stop eating when you're done with dinner, and you don't resume eating again until another 12 hours. And part of that 12 hours is you're sleeping. So that's an easy time to fast because you're not even conscious to think about food. And just as a side note, you shouldn't eat 3 hours before bed anyway. So whether you do intermittent fasting or not, you should stop eating 3 hours before you go to sleep, so your body doesn't have to focus on digestion when it's trying to focus on repair and recovery during the sleep period. Step number 2, hydrate like it's your hobby. Now, I'm a big hydration person. Water, 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 water. When you're fasting, you can drink water, herbal tea, black coffee, anything that isn't unsweetened, because when you start adding sugar and calories, then that's going to take you out of your fast. You can add electrolytes too, magnesium, sodium, potassium in your water. Step number 3, Keep your meals balanced. Eat protein, healthy fats, fiber, whole foods as opposed to ultra processed foods will make your fasting window much, much easier. If your body has whole foods to begin with and you're nourishing your body appropriately. Step number 4, don't be a hero. So if you're hungry, if you're feeling shaky, if you're just not feeling it at the moment, and you feel like you're really suffering, break a fast. It's not worth it. You want to live to see another fasting day the next day. So it's not that serious. Keep that in mind. Step number 5, consistency trumps perfection. A 14-hour fast done consistently is better than 18 hours and you're crashing out super hard. It's not worth it. So the moment I realized fasting was the opposite of restriction, the heavens really opened up for me, literally. I had a realization that completely changed how I saw fasting. I used to think that fasting was eat less, then one day I realized something weird. I was actually eating more intentionally and enjoying my food much, much more. So there was a Saturday where I opened my eating window and made myself this beautiful, colorful, delicious plates. I love to make bowls just with rice, with vegetables, with the protein. I sat down, I slowed down, and for the first time in a long time, I wasn't inhaling food between tasks or watching YouTube or editing something or writing something. I was experiencing the meal. And that day I had an epiphany. I realized that fasting wasn't about restriction. It was about removing the noise. Constant nibbling, the emotional, I just need something when you walk past the cabinet, the autopilot snacking. So fasting gave me space, and that space became peace. All right, let's review some common fasting mistakes that I want you guys to not make. Mistakes to avoid. It'll prevent some chaos as you're getting your fasting muscle built up. So here are my top 5 mistakes that I want you guys to look out for and try to avoid. So mistake number 1, eating too little during your eating window. You still need nutrition. So fasting isn't a reason to skip meals and just hope for the best. You have to eat well and fast well. Those have to be equally in your mind. You want to, like I said, eat whole foods, eat the fats, the proteins, healthy carbs so that you are prepared to go into a fast, prepared optimally to go into a fast. Mistake number 2, using fasting to overcompensate for overeating. That's diet culture in disguise. You have to eat well to fast well. You can't just eat crazy and then not eat for a period of time. That is not doing your body justice and not beneficial to you whatsoever. Mistake number 3, not adjusting your eating window around your real life. So that's a big one because your eating window is flexible. That's the beauty of fasting. It's flexible. So if you have to go to an event, you have a party, you want to go to dinner with your spouse or your kids or whatever, adjust your eating window. It doesn't make sense to say, oh, I'm only eating between this time and miss out on your family functions and events, because then fasting becomes the enemy and you won't want to do it. You won't stick with it. So fasting can be very fluid. If you know you have an event, then just prepare for that and make your fasting around the event. Mistake number 4, expecting quick results. No, just no. I'm not into quick fixes. Fasting is not something you do for quick results. Sustainable weight loss is slow. It's a slow process. So fasting is not going to miraculously have you dropping 30 pounds in a month. That's just not how it operates. Your body doesn't work that way. Fasting actually starts with healing on the inside. If there's some things that are going on in the inside of your body that aren't right, fasting works on that first before it gets to fat loss. So just keep that in mind. It's a very slow process. Mistake number 5, ignoring your hormones. If your sleep is trash, your stress is super high, you're just feeling off, fasting needs to be gentler because fasting introduces stress to your body. So if you're already stressed with other things, you want to just ease into fasting very, very slowly. You don't want to be harsher with fasting if you have other stresses going on. So stay in tune to your body and adjust accordingly. So those are the 5 mistakes that I want you to look out for. Okay, here are my final thoughts on intermittent fasting. It is not magic. It's not a magic bullet. It's not a miracle cure. It's not going to turn you into Beyonce overnight. Let's be real, okay? Have realistic expectations. But what it can do, especially for women over 40, is to simplify your relationship with food. That's huge, especially in our American culture. It can help you balance your hormones, reduce your cravings, lower inflammation in your body, and create a structure, an eating structure that your body actually loves. If you try intermittent fasting and it feels good, I say great, go for it, continue on. If you try it and it doesn't, that's also great because you've learned something and it isn't for you. So intermittent fasting is not like a religion. It's literally just a tool that you can put into your healthy toolkit as you move along life, seeking health. The whole point of this podcast and this lifestyle really is sustainable sanity and joyful health without gimmicks, without extremes, without suffering. It's just you really getting leaner, getting lit, and gaining control of your health. That's really the point of everything that I talk about on my podcast. Okay. All right, my lovelies. Thank you for hanging out with me today on Get Lean and Lit with Lindy. If this episode helped you at all, or made you smile, or made you rethink your relationship with food, with coffee, or with grazing, share it with another woman over 40 who's ready to feel amazing too. And remember, you don't need a perfect plan. You just need a doable one, and to be consistent. And as always, keep it real, keep it consistent, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye.
Listen, y'all, this is the last week that you can apply for the Minnesota Promise Act. So go online now to mnpromiseact.org to see if you qualify. Now, if you do, get the application process started. Don't worry if you run into some roadblocks. Our friends at Neighborhood Development Center have trained staff who can guide you through the process. So hurry up, time is ticking. Don't miss out on that money, honey. Apply today.
I drew you this year.
Oh, I love scratch games. Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome, Tabitha.
They're so sparkly.
Festive, right?
You know it's a good gift when it's hard to let it go.
Kinda wish I drew myself.
Kind of glad you didn't.
Holiday scratch games from the Minnesota Lottery are great to give and even better to get.
So thoughtful.
I know.
Hey, it's your girl Shaletta. Are you over there running low on your insulin supply and worried how you're going to pay for it? Minnesota's Insulin Safety Net programs got you covered. If you have less than a 7-day supply of insulin, you can get a 30-day refill for just $35 at any Minnesota pharmacy. Go to mninsulin.org today, print out the application, complete the form, and just take it into your pharmacy. Go to mninsulin.org.